character Guilty Gear XRD, Revelator 2015, as Dizzy Dizzy, Guilty Gear XRD, Revelator character artwork availability additional playable character Dizzy, DLC, about a playable character from the Guilty Gear series, and a half-gear who was the product of the union between a gear and a human. Once born, gears mature at a rapid rate, which can cause some confusion when their apparent age does not match their real age. Even their chronological age is not comparable to a human's, as their superior ability to absorb and process information means that by the age of 3 a gear is essentially equivalent to an adult human. At one time Dizzy distrusted humans, but she has met several very nice ones that have changed her mind. She has an honest heart and a pure mind, and loves nature and humanity, though she strongly opposes all conflict. That doesn't mean she's necessarily a pacifist, as she understands destruction is simply part of the cycle of life, but she does resist violence when she can. Outline: Dizzy was found and raised by an elderly human couple who, when it became clear she was at least part gear, hid her away in the forest to save her from angry villagers. She lived alone for some time, until her cottage was discovered by a group of humans. Others soon came to attack the cottage, but she drove them back, taking care not to hurt them too much. Unfortunately, it was not long before keeping people away became much more difficult. One day another gear appeared. Saul Badgey. He defeated Dizzy, but did not kill her. Johnny of the Jellyfish Pirates found her after the battle, and took her under his wing. After so long alone, she finally found a home with the Jellyfish Pirates, and during her time with them she met one of the directors of the International Police Force, a man named Kentucky Kisk. They fell in love, and she soon bore him a child, who they named Sin. As his gear blood soon became apparent, they agreed that he could not remain with Kentucky, and so Sin was given to Saul to raise. Some years later, the Baptisma 13 event took place, and Dizzy was high on Valentine's list of targets. She was attacked and began to disintegrate, but Kentucky's last desperate attempt to halt the process worked, though it locked Dizzy into a separate dimension where time flowed much more slowly. She is still sleeping there. After spending much time asleep, she is freed from her cage during the cradle incident. Bridget, Guilty Gear, Strive character artwork availability GGST additional character 6, Bridget, DLC, Season Pass 2, Season Pass. Fanny. Guilty Gear, Strive Dash, 2021, as Axelo, Guilty Gear, Strive character artwork availability base roster about origin England date of birth December the 25th height 5'11 weight 172 pounds. Blood type B hobbies billiards, collecting maps from different ages likes his girlfriend in the past, Megumi, dislikes preaching, human death affiliation non-weapon dual chain sickles outline. Born sometime in 20th century England, Axel grew up in a slum where warring gang factions fought for control of the town. He loathed the everyday violence surrounding him and was determined to end the assault on his neighborhood peacefully. With his superhuman reflexes and street fighting skills, he successfully cleaned up his community without a single casualty within half a year. However, just as peace had arrived in his everyday life, tragedy struck. On May the 14th, 1998, Axel was caught in a time slip and was hurtled into a world 150 years in the future. Since then, he has bounced around various eras and has become known as a causal anomaly. He continues traveling through time in the hope of returning to his own time period to be reunited with Megumi. And that is the outline of Axel based on his memories from another world. In reality, Axel is a being that is not of this universe. He is originally an ephemeral life form from an alternate possible timeline that has been discarded. Due to a coincidence of astronomical probability, he shares the same unique ID with I Know, granting him irregular access to this world. Personality. Living by a little sloppiness is just right as his personal motto. Axel is a relentlessly glass half full sort of person. Despite having an acute ability to analyze the situation and take the best course of action when faced with a predicament, he rarely thinks about anything deeply and generally goes with the flow as it suits his lifestyle more. As a result, he seems awful at constructing logical arguments, and other people tend to not take him seriously. He also has twice the compassion of the average person and would never ignore a person in trouble. Hating even the idea of death, Axel would never take a life regardless of the circumstances. While he enjoys flirting with other women, his heart belongs to Megumi, and would never betray her.
Elthelt.
Elfold, Guilty Gear XRD. Revelate a character artwork availability base roster about origin backyard date of birth December the 25th height 5'6" weight dreamy pants. Blood type unknown hobbies romantic discussions. Pretending to be a bush dog values smiles. Saving up for a bush dog. Anything sweet dislikes creepy insects. Killing, loneliness affiliation universal will weapon guns outline. An adorable young woman who is obsessed with improving her feminine charm. She loves animals and nature, and can't bear to see anyone alone. Elfold will charge into any problem head first, shielded by impenetrable optimism. Her efforts at improving the aforementioned charm, however, often fall short. If you start a conversation about love, she'll start talking and won't stop, often taking off into flights of slightly strange fantasy. Personality. Elfold is one of the Valentines created by the Universal Will, who she calls Mother. Her mission is to assist Ramlethal in activating the cradle, but unlike the other Valentines she appears to have human emotions. When those emotions awaken, she discovers a boundless compassion for humankind and finds herself at odds with her original mission. She chooses to find Kentucky Kisk and help him with his instead. Originally destined to marry a death metal singer, Elfold discovered her true identity during the ceremony and fled. She still wears her wedding dress. During the cradle incident, she lends her strength to Soul, but in the final moments, she loses all semblance of emotion and begins to execute her destiny, and everything around her. While Soul manages to wake her up, she is taken away by the Universal Will, to complete justice. Giovanna, Guilty Gear, Strive character artwork availability base roster about origin Brazil date of birth November the 6th height 5'7" weight 136 pounds. Blood type O hobbies Moongazing likes Ray, her spirit wolf, her unique professionalism dislikes the smell of alcohol and cigarettes about. She's an officer in the Special Operations Unit that protects the President of the United States. Although she tries to be careful with her words, she still manages to come off as rude and irreverent due to her attitude. Deep down, though, she means well, and she is especially friendly with children and animals. During battle, she allows her wolf spirit companion Ray to possess her and amazes her opponent with inhuman speed. Guilty Gear Strive 2021 as Chip Zanoff. Chip Zanoff. Guilty Gear Strive character artwork availability base roster about origin United States of America. Claims he's from Japan. Date of birth February the 9th. Height 6'0", weight 148 pounds. Blood type B. Hobbies dreaming, becoming president, likes friends, glasses, and a Nectian fountain pen he will eventually purchase. Dislikes nightmares, mafia, gangs, Yakuza affiliation Eastern Chip Kingdom. He named it Weapon Gauntlet Blade Outline. Chip is a ninja who wants to become president to correct everything that's wrong with the world. He is also one of the few people in the world able to wield the power of Kai. Chip grew up in some of the US's worst slums, and before long, he was selling drugs as part of a gang. His life was being shaped up to be short and brutal until he met Tsuyoshi, who instructed him in the martial arts. This training honed not only Chip's body but also his moral center and his spirit and helped him cast aside his dark past. He became an ardent fan of Japan, but his knowledge of its culture remained relatively shallow. He often misunderstood vital elements of it in an attempt to be more Japanese. Chip's interest now is in what causes a society to fall to ruin. So he aspires to become president. The person with the absolute political power necessary to combat that decline. He is acquainted with Erica since she was President of the United States. Personality. Chip is hot-headed and not really what anyone would call a thinker. He is more of a street brawler than a college student. He has had some political and social training and is aware of his coarse nature, but he regards it as an asset, not a liability. His methods may be crude, but the morality he's learned from his master never wavers, and his straightforward approach, bullheaded as it may be, has captured the hearts of his people. He has earned the respect and admiration of those he had saved, and many affectionately call him boss. Bacon. Guilty Gear. Strive character artwork availability GGST additional character 4. Bacon. DLC. Season Pass 1. Season Pass. About origin colony date of birth March the 5th. Height 5'4", weight 100 pounds. Blood type B. Hobbies drinking, likes nothing. She lost everything she has liked. Dislikes raccoon ornaments affiliation on outline. One of the few remaining Japanese people in the world, Bacon, was born to fight. At some point, she had her right arm replaced with a vicious contraption, the only purpose of which is to restrain and kill her opponents. Despite this, Angie Mito, who hails from the same colony as her, walks a line between polite and taunting her whenever he speaks to her. Bacon lost her family during the Crusades and was gravely injured herself. That loss drove her to seek revenge against the person responsible. That man. Her only goal in life is to find him, and she is searching relentlessly for clues that might lead her to him. Personality. Tougher than most men and a fighter through and through, Bacon has sacrificed everything in the pursuit of one goal. She is always ready with a weapon, and a bicker quickly becomes a fight if Bacon is involved. She often acts before thinking, but she sticks to her principles and prefers to get everything out in the open. Although she is the type who would rather fight than talk, she is honest and will admit she is wrong when shown so. personality. Tougher than most men and a fighter through and through, Bacon has sacrificed everything in the pursuit of one goal. She is always ready with a weapon, and a bicker quickly becomes a fight if Bacon is involved. She often acts before thinking, but she sticks to her principles and prefers to get everything out in the open. Although she is the type who would rather fight than talk, she is honest and will admit she is wrong when shown so. Guilty Gear XRD, Revelator Dash, 2015, as Bedman, Guilty Gear XRD, Revelator character artwork availability base roster about origin unknown date of birth unknown height 5'1", 8'11 with bed, weight 99 pounds, 1,468 pounds with bed. Blood type A hobbies unknown values his buckwheat pillow dislikes the brown-eared bulbul's cry, people who talk too much affiliation unknown weapon bed outline. Bedman is a boy who sleeps in a highly modified and weaponized bed. He has an inhuman IQ, and even while asleep is able to outwit and outperform others. It is important to note, however, that he does not wake up, even when attacked directly. Nothing is known about Bedman's origin, background, or intentions. There are no official public documents that can even confirm he exists. Though it is impossible to verify who he works with or for, evidence suggests that he has a client calling the shots from somewhere behind the scenes. Who exactly that client might be, however, is still unclear. All that is known is that Bedman appears out of nowhere to eliminate anyone who challenges him. His skill in battle is frighteningly high, and those who fight him remember only terror, regardless of the outcome. His signature move, so to speak, is bringing his opponent into a nightmare world of his own creation. Once inside this dream, Bedman is in control of everything, and anyone who dies there also dies in real life. He is apparently capable of rotating his head much further than a normal human, and is uncomfortably good at anticipating his enemies' attacks. Under the common goal of forming an absolute world, he worked with Ariels, and even in Revelator, their alliance continues. Also, we now know that he has a little sister with a similar capacity to himself. Her name, Delilah. Personality. Bedman sleeps constantly, so little of his personality is seen in the waking world. Only within the dream world can one see the sort of person he truly is. He possesses an acute intellect and an expansive vocabulary, and excels at identifying his opponent's weaknesses and at finding and exploiting the truths they try to bury. He is extremely proud, and it frequently comes across in his condescending attitude. But he has no concern for distinctions like race, gender, or age. To Bedman, only his objective matters. Everything else is immaterial. Giovanna, Guilty Gear, Strive character artwork availability base roster about origin Puritan. Tim Costa side his dark past. He became an ardent fan of Japan, but his knowledge of its culture remained relatively shallow. He often misunderstood vital elements of it in an attempt to be more Jap. APA, Guilty Gear X2 character artwork availability, Guilty Gear XX slash. Content update, about date of birth unknown, height 174 centimeters, weight 34 kilograms, blood type unknown, type homunculus, PWAB. Record number 11,922. This individual is a human life form that was born in a research laboratory known as Glasgow. We know neither when she was created nor who created her. Further investigation is needed. Our current intelligence informs us that she owns a demon axe named Flame. Her chief motivation seems to be finding a human body for the demon axe. This has apparently led her all over the world, as we have had numerous reports of her appearance. Since the demon axe seems to be the focus of most of her actions, controlling her should prove relatively easy. Considering our current intelligence, we assign this individual a risk rating of C.
Nago. From the Crusades.
So you can experience something that's bad, maybe going on a crash diet or exercise because you have wedding photos to come up to be ready for in 6 weeks. So that you can do because there's an end point. But what happens when you don't know when the end is coming? And you can suffer, but then you also know that your parents are suffering, your children are suffering, your siblings are suffering, and everyone around you is suffering. So you could suffer, and you would rather suffer than everyone else, but you have no control, and the suffering continues day after day, month after month. Lucy's probably experienced more suffering in one day than most of us will, fortunately, will ever suffer in our entire lives. Now, there's a difference between pain and suffering. Pain is part of life. Pain comes with life. Life would not be a life without some pain. The suffering is a choice. The pain is part of life, but how you deal with the pain determines whether or not it becomes suffering or if you find meaning from it, and then can move forward. Viktor Frankl, the author of 30
I know there's something in listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing.
I picked the software engineering program because they pay very well. It's a fast-paced industry. The boot camp
I knew Have you been suffering?
I know there's something in the wake of your smile.
oh crazy, and it feels alright, keeps me up all night, baby. I'm so in love. You've got something that I wanted, boys. For whatever reason, I feel like I've been wanting you all my life. You don't understand. I'm so glad we're at this same place at the same time. It's over now. I spotted you dancing in the middle of the stare. Those lips and your brown eyes. Those lips and your brown eyes. Oh, those lips. And those brown eyes. Oh, and that sexy hair. I shake my thing. Oh, and make the way I want you. Tell your boys you'll be back. I wanna see what you can do. What would it take? What would it take? to live with me. Not trying to sound conceited, but me and you were meant to be. Yeah, you were sexy guy. I'm a sexy girl. I'm a nice girl. Don't you know? Let's turn this dance floor into our own little nasty world. Boys, sometimes a girl just needs one. You know what I mean? You know I need you. Boys, to love her and to hold. I just want you to touch me. Boys, and when a girl is with one, and when a girl is with one, boys, then she's in control. She's in control, and she's in control. Then she's in control. I took the boy off the dance floor, screaming in his ear. Must have said something about me. What you say? 'Cause he's looking back over here. Oh, you're looking at me with that sexy attitude, but all the way your body's, but the way your boy, but the way your boy's, but the way your boy's moving it. It puts me in the mood. Oh. What would it take for you to just live with me? What would it take for you just to live with me? What would it take for you just to live with me? Not trying to sound conceited, but me and you were meant to be. Don't you know? Meant to be. Don't you know? Boys, sometimes a girl just needs one. I get nasty. Boys, to love her and to hold.